Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Wildcard ACL's coverage. My name is Jake Ozzypenko, also known as Hysterics, and with me is Nathan Mendez, also known as Mendrix. With one game under their belt, Abyss White take their lead into the lead. So, Mendrix, I've got one question for you, and what went wrong in that game for Abyss Black?
It's hard to say what went wrong in that situation. It was basically they took a lead and they just kept on solidifying it and just went with it all the way through until it was just insurmountable. That's what went wrong in that situation for Black. White picked up a couple kills early, and from that, next thing you know, they're snowballing down the mid lane, easily taking the towers. From there, just towers falling left, right, and center across the board. And with that gold advantage, it just became insurmountable again for White.
These teams
Black.
are fighting for, very well done. These teams are fighting for a spot in the OCS. Let's have a little look at the teams that will be competing in the OCS promotion series. These are the qualified teams so far. We have the Krispy Kreme crew who have made it through ACL's open ladder. OCE Weekly saw Legacy Genesis take into effect there. Zero came through from Cyber Gaming, and Against All Odds Alpha and, of course, Alter Ego came from the ranked fives. Now, we know that Abyss eSports will be coming from the wildcards, but there is one spot, not two, just one. So one of the Abyss eSports teams will be going through to the OCS. The winner of either of these two games could be going through, so definitely have to keep an eye on that. Team Fortnite and Best Players Ocean, of course, relegated from the OCS relegations themselves. So they're going to be competing in the OCS next split. Whichever team wins this, Mendrix, we're seeing a fight to the death.
Oh, it is a fight to the death. Once these teams are knocked out, they will live on through each other in the OCS for the future
That's
to
spiritual.
come.
That's spiritual.
It is spiritual because the chances are they'll be just screaming against each other, and then every time one of the other, whoever got knocked out wins against the scream. Like, well, you know what? Maybe we should have gone through. But it's going to be funny to see how they actually go through with this.
Definitely, and we're swapping sides now as we do move into Champions League very, very soon. Not just yet, I think, as they're getting ready for some technical issues just to fix a couple out there. But something I want to focus on before we do go into the game is the fact that BTKA, very, very powerful player coming through for Black. He did a lot of work in the mid-game stage, especially with the Orianna, who made some plays, but perhaps just not as much as he hoped.
Oh, well, that's the thing, that situation. They had too much gold on the side of him. Every time he did land a massive shockwave, I believe he got close to four.
No, he got 4 people, and Yasuo just went, boo! He went all in, and it was great to see Miss Fish go, use that advantage, but just didn't do enough damage to the tanky members, didn't do enough damage to any of the members, really, with only the Static Shiv and the Cutlass. So, bit disappointing to see, but as we move into Champion Select now, we do see Kalista and the Hecarim getting the first ban for White. So that's a good start to start off. Miss Fish really proficient on the Hecarim. Nunu and Tristana getting taken away. Divine Will, although Rapid actually a fantastic Tristana, so that's a really good reason to ban it away. Nunu, of course, on Feisty, one of his favorites. Rek'Sai on Monkey, another favorite. So it's just mind games once again. Maokai, it's taken away from Blackstar.
Well, he still had a participation in this game because he's been banned out. In some way, he's still influencing the fact of what's happening. And this time, we're going on through. They actually did pick it up again. They've got it for Rapid there. They've got the Jinx again.
So they went for that for first pick. Because of the Maokai not actually being able to be picked up, they've gone for the AD carry first.
So they want to take it away from Divine Will. That's the main thing they're looking at there. Because what that does is that stops that Nautilus and Jinx combination that we had in the last game as well. Not to mention, Rapid is fantastic on Jinx as well. They're both really good Jinx players. So in that situation, whoever can pick that up first is going to be a big boon to them. Also, if you performed well in the last game, why try to fix what's not broke?
Definitely.
Just keep rolling with it.
Definitely. Alistair looks like it's going to be hovered there. Might be seeing something interesting once again if BTK goes for something like an Echo in the mid lane, but looks like Zig's actually going to get locked in for BTKA. Mid lane as a first or second pick, I think, a bit risky.
Yeah, he has the option to get countered. The big thing you look for when it comes to playing against Ziggs, you look for kill pressure. So you start getting those champions like Syndra, like Ari, or Zed. Someone's got really high assassination potential, because once you do have those in place, you essentially just keep your focus straight down onto him and make sure he dies.
And it looks like either Pantheon or Shaco might get picked up. But unfortunately, it looks just like a hover to tease us once again. Whole class game on the Zerath played so immensely well. And Rilla people, I actually haven't seen him on the Janna just yet. So that's different. He likes those heavy engaged supports instead of the disengaged, the very passive supports like Janna can be. I just don't see it in his playstyle.
Is probably looking to pick it up because there is that Alistar there. So that will probably go in for the headbutt pulverize. It won't be as effective if he instantly gets pushed away from the whole team. The other thing you looked at is that might be looking to get that Gragas. He was also available, a very contested pick. He also gets put on through.
Yeah, Gragas gets picked up, really, really following that meta patch there. Janna gets locked in as well for Real and BTKA already has that Ziggs, but looks like I think he might actually contest maybe the 80 carry pick.
Well, it'd be interesting to see what they'll pick up. They have the option of Vayne. It seems most of these teams have been hovering that before. Sivir is open again, so that'll be very effective to use it with the Alistar in combination, really speeding him up along with a Righteous Glory to help him get into those team fights. Another thing you could be looking at is perhaps get Lucian with his double tap. Oh, there's a possibility that we might be seeing a Olaf, and seeing as we do see on Mr. Monkey, he has a ghost, it's quite possible.
And I would actually be very, very happy to see an Olaf come in. Maybe it's going to be Brolaf coming through. Once again, Divine Will looking to hover onto that Sivir, which is a very good pick against the Jinx. That ability to wave clear and sort of focus fire onto Jinx really does counter, and the Olaf gets locked in. So we're going to see an Olaf versus Gragas in the jungle. Not really a popular pick at the moment, but I do like the Olaf.
He seems to be turning heads at the moment because there's definitely a lot more Olafs are starting to appear out on the Rift as well, especially with the synergy that comes from having that on the hunt from Sivir. He has a very easy way to really get onto a team member. And on top of all that, once he is running at you, he pops his ultimate, boom, another movement speed boost.
Plus Ghost.
Plus Ghost on top of all that. Not to mention he's going to be chugging away as well. So the whole idea is that in that situation, he's going to run at you and just go crazy.
Olaf in the jungle. Never thought I'd see the day where I'd be lucky enough to cast a game with Olaf in the jungle. What a beautiful sight that is. Going to be a bit of a phase off of the meta. So my question to you, Mandrix, is are we seeing Cinderhog Olaf or?
Cinderhog.
Cinderhog. Okay, well, without further rejoicement, we do see, oh my god, a Jace actually comes in.
There we go. Here we are.
So this is something I've wanted to talk about for a while. The reason Jace is very valid at the moment. People used to level up his ult, but it did absolutely nothing. There were 4 points in the ult, and people thought, why am I leveling this up? Now each skill with the new change, 6 points is in each skill. So you have 6 points on the Q, the acceleration gate, everything. So that means his scaling in the mid game is actually a lot better. Very interesting to watch Jace now because he's actually a bit of a powerhouse.
Well, from what I hear, it also lets you specialize in certain things that you might want to do. Because, for example, you might want to try and be more of a bruiser early, then eventually turn into your poke. Or really go straight out poke from the very beginning. So you do have those options available depending on how you really level yourself up as you go. And is that a Fizz possibility there?
Could be a Fizz coming into the mid lane. Might actually change it back, though, to the Ori, but I actually don't think so. So we do see the Fizz, a different meta shift coming through. Very exciting there. BTKA going to be on the Fizz, unless that is a Fizz top. And in which case, maybe no, I'm not surprised. Yes, that's a Fizz top with Smite and Teleport, unless he decides to change that one up. Jace in the middle lane and Vladimir in the top. So very, very different game we're looking at here from the last one. The Olaf Fizz synergy, I'm not too sure about that.
Well, again, you got one of those things where Sivir just helps out with her on the hunt that we were talking about before, pops it in, makes it easier for Fizz to land his chum the waters. The other thing we're talking about is he's got that Smite teleport situation at the moment because Fizz is a very mobile laner. He doesn't really need the flash because he can just use his troll pole to get away in most situations. Or Playful Trickster if we're going to be a bit more exact for it. But the big thing with Fizz now is that he's probably going to build very tank, but he's going to have a rough time against the Vladimir. Vladimir's going to, I've been known to basically walk on through and completely just dominate any lane they go through. As we mentioned before, something that we saw, Ziggs being pushed out of lane.
God, but then we saw the Ziggs coming in later who was just like, yeah, look, you pushed me out of lane, but my explosive damage is just huge. The Ziggs from last game, the Ziggs from the game before, I mean, it was just absolutely out of this world. Hulk has played amazing AP carries, and now BTK on the Ziggs, not his most popular pick, but unlike the Orianna, Ziggs has the ability to surprise even more than the Shockwave.
Oh, what's one of the big things you're looking at? You're looking at these team fight sort of situations where there's more of a sort of pick team coming from the side of Purple Tide. Look at them to sort of, their idea of the game plan is we'll use Ziggs to wear everyone out.
Yeah.
Then when we see a moment of weakness, on the hunt gets popped. There goes Olaf, there goes Fizz. They're going to go through delete whoever they can in that situation. We've got the Alistair to peel for our ADCs and everyone else and perhaps even get out in that situation. All depends on what they really need.
The Fizz. That's what
Fizz.
they need.
They need the Fizz.
So the Fizz. Fizz is exciting to watch, and especially when Miss Fish decides to play the Fizz top. And it looks like the summoners will stay the same, Teleport and Smite. So probably going to be seeing a Cinderhulk Fizz in that top lane coming through. Either that or the Mages might come through. So keep an eye on the Fizz. Definitely a lane to watch, especially against Blackstar, who's playing the Vladimir. Haven't seen Blackstar on Vladimir just yet. And if it's anything like the Vladimir played before, probably going to fizz out.
Always, oh, I see what you did there.
Sorry.
You can also say that Miss Fish is being true to his name.
Okay. Well, let's stop before we've already begun. It's just falls
And
out.
we just lost 20 viewers on stream.
I want to talk about the mid lane because Jace against Ziggs. How does that work out?
Okay, so they're both obviously very poke orientated. I would say there's going to be a massive advantage for Ziggs early until you get the tier on Jace.
Yeah.
Once he's got his tier, then he actually has an ability, or he's actually stacking up his Manamune, and he actually has a form to continue keeping up with Ziggs' poke in that regard. But until that situation happens, probably look for them to try and sort of maybe get an early kill onto Ziggs before he really has his satchel charge cooldown is at a good point, and see if they can get Jace ahead. Because if Jace gets ahead, he will start to dominate Ziggs.
And with that little buff, I'd like to call it in the mid-game stage, Jace is actually looking pretty strong at the moment. The acceleration gate buffed orb does quite a lot of damage at the level 2 mark of the orb. So level 4 Jace probably going to be stronger than BTK's level 4 Ziggs. Probably got to be scared though because the Ziggs in this competition have just been ruthless.
Oh, they have the ability to completely chunk teams before a team fight's even started. And really, having a Ziggs is sort of as daunting as having a Fiddlesticks in the jungle. The idea is that essentially, well, do we want to take this dragon or do we want to risk getting hit on by a Crowstorm? Or in the case of Ziggs, that massive bomb.
Which stole the dragon a couple of games ago.
Yes.
And I hope we see some steals again. The steals today have been absolutely delightful to watch. Rek'Sai, Sejuani, Ziggs, all these champions and more have just blown it out of the ballpark today. We've seen a bit of an off shift of meta today as well. So these teams that are trying to get into the OCS, there's a lot riding on them. The meta isn't always the meta, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, that's the case. The meta shifts. That's the big thing you need to look for. And another reason why they're looking towards these more, like I mentioned before, you have this tank meta at the moment. Well, how do you get through all these tanks, all this disruption? Olaf, he pops his ultimate. We can get on the damage, and he has the tools to really deal with ADCs as well because he's got that massive reckless swings that he throws out there, making sure he really takes the true damage to their face. And because they have such low health pools, it's really effective against them.
And I mean, Olaf actually has so much CC coming through. Brolaf, I should say, coming through. Looking at the bottom lane, we see the Jinx and the Sivir once again, a very, very common matchup. But Alistair and Janna. So they both have a lot of disengage, but Alistair probably being the better support, you think, with the heavy engage?
It's hard to say. If you can manage to get a 4-man knockup like we saw in the previous game between Enviro
in the jungle,
in the jungle like he did before, it's one of those things where it's just kind of like, yeah, that Janna ultimate is amazing. However, a 4-man knockup is pretty hard to come back from. That's the thing that Janna can't do that Alistair is allowed to do.
But she can actually zone off a lot of members of the enemy team, which is fantastic, as well as the same time healing her members. But a Janna that actually hasn't probably built the Unholy Grail, or at least the Mikhail's, probably not going to get that AP scaling that you get from the ult and the extra health regen that you get. Because with a lot of AP comes a lot of scaling out of that ult. Actually scales really nicely. So,
well, it's one of the things that you see a lot of Jannas do, especially if they see that the game is going really well in their favor.
Yeah.
They pick up...
Rylai's.
No, not Rylai's.
They do.
Okay. Sometimes they pick up
so
Rylai's.
let's say Rylai's.
Sometimes we'll say Rylai's. What I was going to say is they go for a Magi's.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yes. And Rylai's.
And Rylai's.
And
yes,
Rylai's.
and
Don't
Rylai's.
forget Rylai's on the Janna, just like I build Rylai's on Echo.
Exactly, yeah. And the reason why is, in that case, Jannas don't really die. It's quite hard to kill a Janna that's playing well. So the thing is, they're going to get we're moving around, getting plenty of assists, throwing shields out everywhere, using those heals as well. And the thing is, it just synergizes even more with her because once that gets to full stacks as well, it increases her movement speed as well.
That's a fantastic point. Janna is so hard to kill, and I think you're exactly right there. A lot of the Jannas going flawless, getting a lot of kill pressure across the map with their 80 carries, and the roaming just never stops. Next thing we wait for is a Bard to roam, but then again, I shouldn't say the next thing we wait for, because if White wins this game, they're through to the OCS. It's a best of 3 in the grand final, don't forget. Abyss White have already won their first game. If they win this next one, they're straight through to the OCS, and the wildcards will come to an end.
And that'll be kind of sad there, because to be honest, I've been enjoying the whole. I've been enjoying the whole journey that all these teams have been going on, trying to get themselves through to the OCS, through the OCE Weekly, and through other methods as well. It's fantastic that all these teams have actually come through to actually come together and play it out. And this wild card is this is it. This is the last chance. If you don't win now, see you next year.
No, next split.
Well, next split.
Next year. I don't. Well,
is it a
we'll have to wait.
I think we'll
just have to sit on it and wait as we come to a pause in the start of the game. A lot of people like to press that P button, and I've tried to pause once in game. It just didn't work. I don't know how to do it.
Really?
How do you just type pause?
Well, you can't do it.
Pause request.
You can't do it in solo queue games. You can only do it in rank 5s.
Really?
Yes.
And what, one person says pause and it pauses?
Yeah, just like /pause and it pause.
And how long is the pause for?
Well, the pause is generally, it's more one of those honorable things because the other team can cancel it.
Can they?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So the team can just keep typing
Well,
pause.
I mean, it all depends if it's tournament realm or not. Like, there's certain things that can happen.
Yeah.
But you can pause and unpause. It's a bit mean if you do unpause someone else's pause.
Do you get pause request? Do you get a number of pause requests or not?
No, not really. I mean, there's just been so many pauses this game. I haven't played ranked 5s in a while, okay?
I'm just very curious about the pause.
Okay, so so normally you put the pause through. You roughly get about 30 minutes for the whole pause throughout the entire game.
One pause.
So no. So you like to pause as many times, but you get 30 minutes to do so. Does that make sense? So if you look there, so if we bring back the screen, which is unfortunately they've resumed the pause now, so we can't see it.
Unfortunately,
but in that case, you see that there's a timer counting down at most of the time, which starts at about 30 minutes. Now, what that means is that once that gets to 0, there is no more pause time. So generally, in most competitions like this, they give them about 15 minutes each to both teams.
That's fantastic to know. Thank you for explaining that, Mendrix. As we come back to the game now, and Abyss White are on the blue side.
There we go. See, there's the time I was talking about, guys. So, see, it's got 28 seconds there. So what that means is there's another 28 minutes. There's 28 minutes left for this pause time.
Thank you for being very generous at showing us the pause time. So we're going to come to a pause now, and because of Mendrix actually telling me that, we know exactly what a pause is and how to achieve one in ranked 5s. No solo queue, unfortunately, today, but as we do move to the grand final, we're going to come to a quick pause. Some technical difficulties coming through, and thank you for that. That was
it's all good. It's fine.
It was a pleasure. It's good to learn about League of Legends.
Yes, it is.
In a very structured environment.
Oh, no, because pausing is a very important, intricate part of the game, guys. Don't worry about CS, mechanics, strategies, and what is meta. It's all about the pause.
Nearly lost it when they paused, so that's all right. But look, I'm going to focus on something that I've got a bit of insight on.
Okay.
Vladimir has started with a Doran shield against Fizz.
Yes.
That's a thing.
Oh, yeah, you can start it. That's fine.
Okay,
the reason why is because with his passive, the Crimson Pact, if you stack HP or it goes both ways. So you get HP and you get ability power.
So not a I mean, I guess you stop the W coming through from Fizz.
Yeah, so really his auto attacks are weaker, and again it stops spells as well.
No. Okay, so Fizzy and Blackstar take a bouncing bomb there straight to the face.
Yeah, Abyss White being a little cheeky. They're just to see if they're going to walk in, because one of the big things you can do, and it's happened before, it's hilarious. You get a 5-man knock-up with the wind tornado from Janna, and it's just amazing watching the slaughter that happens afterwards, just because you have that 1 extra second of damage on them.
So the Doran's ring getting picked up by Ziggs to start off, and we see Jace with a Crystalline Flask, probably getting a bit more sustain than usual. Segoy going to sit around this blue buff, going to help out as well. Looks like standard laning phase is coming through, although Jinx actually rotating to the top lane. No offensive wards being popped by Black for the time being. They're not going to spot out this lane swap, and Jinx probably going to go to the top lane.
Yeah, there's a lot of it's very interesting to see what they've done this time around, because what they've done by effectively doing that is they've stopped the chance of them to actually get through and put that ward out to know what they're doing. So this gives Abyss White the advantage to lane swap, and as you can see, Abyss Black have sort of relegated themselves back to the normal lane. Also, that's another reason for why they've gone through and picked up that Doran shield as well. That means that now he's got the advantage when it comes against Abyss Black in the lane swap, because now he has a method to reduce damage from auto attacks from Divine Will.
Gromp going to get started by Olaf, but the lane swap in effect here, so Divine Will actually not going to spot out the Jinx because it's going to be the Vladimir. I think Blackstar actually might benefit off this lane swap quite a bit better than you'd think of Miss Fish. Up top, he's going to really struggle. He's actually not having a bar of it. He's just given up. He's going to base. He's done. Look at him.
He has Smite. He's happy to jungle.
Okay, so he's gonna apparently. I thought he was just not having a bar of it. He's just done. He's just going home.
He's like, no worries. Are you doing a lane swap? I can actually jungle. Remember, guys.
He could invade.
He could invade.
He could go to the blue buff. Remember, Gragas not starting with the blue buff. He doesn't actually know this yet, but the Fizz could, all intents and purposes, just go into the blue side jungle and take full advantage of his smite.
Well, that's one thing that you can do. That's one of the reasons why I used to pick up Smite as well, especially why Shyvana got so much play when it was so much stronger with the Cinderhulk. You'd go through, push the lane as fast as possible, go steal the other jungler's farm. There's not much you could really do about it, because even if you did try to engage on her, she'd just use her ultimate and fly away.
As you normally do, but Rapid actually getting some really good turret hits on this one. Fizz using the teleport here in the top lane. Not going to be able to diffuse this situation up top too much, and it's going to continue to be pretty brutal. Blackstar, as I said, I actually think he'll benefit the best out of this lane swap. So just keep an eye on, see if my predictions are correct. For the time being, looks like farm pretty even across the map, except for the Gragas, who's doing quite well in the jungle.
Yeah, Misfish is going to definitely have a hard time up the top lane, whereas Vladimir can sit back and farm a lot easier in that regard. Well, yeah, he's going to miss a lot of CS because he is melee in that regard. Vladimir is range.
Oh, no,
so
Rapid.
Rapid missed CS.
He missed CS. It needs to be pointed out.
Oh, it needs to be pointed out, really. These guys cannot allow to miss CS as well.
No CS missing. No.
Fair enough. He got that one.
He got that one. Okay, so we're back in the ballpark. We're back in the game now.
Fantastic. He's got his role going. And then also Goy has come through to help out Misfish so he doesn't fall too far behind.
Goy actually doing very well there, but I have to worry about Divine Will 1v1 Vladimir. Of course, Divine with the Sivir has the ability to clear waves, but oh my god, that sounded amazing. Oh my god, it's just the skin. It's the skin.
It's the skin.
And no, sorry, coming back to the original point, the Vladimir, the 1v1 on Sivir, it's going to be very dangerous for the Sivir. Divine Will's not going to be able to get a CS. Look, not even getting a bar of it. Gets some mana back, but Blackstar's full health.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for her to actually harass down the Vladimir, especially because he's also started with that Doran shit as well. So her auto attacks are doing even less damage off the bar of that. And that spell shit of hers, that's only up every 20 seconds or so, 23 seconds, I believe. The big thing about that Q is he's up every 8 seconds, and then he's got a Blight atop every 12. So she can't really mitigate the amount of damage that he's going to be putting out on her.
Oh my god, and the damage is surreal. You got to look at his health now, already down to half. You're right, 23 seconds for that spell shield. Up top, Real Opal is just hitting Sugoi with the basic attacks. Actually, it has started with the coin for the Janna coming through. Rapid actually getting targeted now. There's the Howling Gale to come through, and the traps go onto Misfish. Have to use that Fizz E, and he gets out, but takes a lot of damage.
And Blackstar's making his way there. He's doing a lot of damage onto that, but now Olaf's also making an appearance in the bottom lane.
Yeah, he's going to walk down to Blackstar. He's going to have to use this Sanguine Pool if he gets jumped on. Gragas is actually going to move his way down bottom as well. Going to help Blackstar spot him out. Divine Will has lost even more health, and let's see if Play the Trickster can actually get Misfish a kill up in the top lane. Wow, Blackstar actually not going to flash for that one, but Divine Will going to go back in that bottom lane.
Yeah, if he had both his Transfusion and his Tides of Blood up, he could have easily just popped in, used a flash and that. Even if there was a spell shield, he probably would have had enough damage to get her down and dead.
But he pushed her out of lane, and this is what I was saying. The Vladimir lane swap is going to work out really well. Wow, look at this. This is why I say you should max Drunken Rage, because the W on Gragas is disgusting with damage before 6. First blood goes to Gragas, and that is White in an early lead.
That was a really nice invade there by Fizzy, really knowing to pick up that Olaf, using the fact that he has a weak jungle early cleared. That's the big thing. Whereas with Gragas, he can go through, no worries, I can clear my jungle without any trouble, and I can go through and pick you up along the way.
Gragas, really, really nice work there. Going to be moving closer and closer to that Cinder Hulk, maybe a bit before the Olaf. 1,100 gold the Gragas has. Olaf uses it on wards instead. He's like, I'm not getting caught out again. That's bogus.
Well, it's definitely the smarter case in that, because if he's going to invade once and it worked, chances are he will invade again until some fear is put in him.
And he's looking around there. He's actually just in the river. The Scuttle Crab having been picked up by the Gragas, getting a bit of vision control. That's going to stop the Olaf in his tracks. He's actually going to get spotted by that Scuttle Crab, get a bit of ward coverage of his own coming through there. And Hulk and BTK are the big focus point for this game. So if Hulk can actually get ahead, he's going to be huge coming through. You know the Jace is that one hit? This guy will half hit.
Well, as time goes on, that is a really nice skin. I've never seen that skin before.
It's absolutely beautiful. Thank you very much, Riot Games, for adding that one in there. some beautiful touches. Divine Will and Sugoi actually moved to the top lane. Divine Will actually couldn't handle that Vladimir coming down. Jinx Janna going to go down to the bottom lane. Vladimir going to move back up top. And that's why Divine Will and Alistair go back. Probably going to move down to the bottom lane. They've had enough of this. Just Vladimir follows him wherever he goes. Poor Sivir.
White's probably looking to see if he can actually pick up some... actually looking to see if they can pick up some dragon pressure. That's the main reason why they've moved down there. Now everyone's at that point in that levels where they can actually take him out. As you can see, they're sort of converging on that point. That's why Black needed a swap straight away, because Jinx can really rip through a dragon.
And they're going to start ripping up that dragon. So there's the ward actually going to expire. There's no certain point here. The Ziggs bomb going to come in there. Oh my god. Oh, so close. Didn't actually have smite, I don't think, Vizey, but it didn't really matter. Hulk going to clear this wave. Not really care about the Ziggs bomb. Actually, he is a bit threatened by it. First dragon goes to White.
And there was just really nice play by them there. He didn't panic and try to like force spells out when that bomb was coming on through. Again, he didn't have the smite anyway, but figured, nah, they wouldn't have enough damage to burn through this dragon just yet. Just sort of slow the damage down, and we're more than happy to pick it up.
Miss Fish goes straight onto Blackstar. Blackstar goes back on Miss Fish, and the world goes round and round. Some transfusion going to give him some health back. But the top laners actually didn't get that punished by that lane swap. We saw a couple of lane swaps a couple of games ago. Both top laners on 20 CS by the 15-minute mark, having to make their own impact in the game.
Miss White is up at the moment. They're up to that one kill, and it's really helping them because that's basically from the roam of Gragas. Perfect. The big thing you need to look at, though, is Fizz is going to have a hard time, even with him building tank.
And Sivir's going to have a hard time as well. Rapid has built himself a BF sword. Sugoi has had enough, and he just pulverized the ground. He didn't really care. There are the traps, and no one's going to go in. I'm waiting for a big finale down the bottom here. Rapid can do a lot of damage. Blackstar can do a lot of damage. Relapol can do a lot of work, and I'm waiting for a lot of stuff to happen.
Well, it's interesting to see how in that lane there as well, you do have a level advantage in the side of Black, because Rapid's level 6 and they're level 7. And that's probably because they spent more time being in a solo lane down the bottom there that Sivir did. So she's actually up in CS, roughly around 6, which is doing really well against the Vladimir. But again, if you look up in that top lane, the advantage has fallen on the side of Vladimir. He's well and truly ahead, almost 20 CS up. And
Jinx is going to go ahead and freeze this bottom lane right where she's standing. Not going to let a bar of it get past her. Sivir going to clear that pink ward. Gragas actually making his way down to the bottom, and so is Olaf very, very slowly. So a lot of attention focusing around this bottom lane. Rapid is the one who always sends his team home in beautiful colors. Gotta send Rapid home before he sends you home.
Definitely. And as well in that regard there, he's just, oh, it's a nice little boomerang blade trying to just catch on through there. Almost, but not quite.
No, Olaf is down here now as well. Sugoi taking a lot of damage. I think the pulverized headbutt combo is going to come through there. On the hunt, gets popped with a ghost. Rapid is out, I believe. There's the zap. Nothing going to get taken out of it. There's the Jinx Super Mega Death Rocket. Gragas is in there now. The explosive cast flash from the Sivir there. There is the barrel roll. Monkey's going to get body slammed in a second with the Drunken Rage. Rapid is just trying to use his minigun form to do so much damage. Monkey gets taken out as well. Here comes the teleport. The Ignite's already been taken off of Rapid. The minions finish it off. Miss Fish has chummed the waters to send if he has to. He gets sent on Blackstar. Faizy comes in with the body slam, but actually gets slammed out himself. Sugoi in there with his ult not taking too much damage. Drunken Rage again, but nothing going to happen apart from the 2 kills already spent. A lot spent on this bottom lane to make it perfect, but in the end, the blue side, Avant-Garde White, are going to have the pressure down bot and get the turret after that debacle.
So that is a 2 for 2 in that situation, and as you mentioned, White has got the tower pressure. So they're actually coming on top, managing to pick up a tower in the process, furthering their goal lead. The other thing you also need to look at as well is that now in the top lane, the waves begin to push towards White. That means that once someone goes back to go clean up that wave, they're going to have an extra gold advantage just from the wave management they managed to pull off in that situation there. So really good moves by White to really make sure they're making the most out of every little move that happens along the map.
Oh, God, they want this win. They want to be in the OCS, and what team could better deserve it? Avant-Garde, sorry. Yo, hello. Abyss White are just so powerful coming through this competition. In the OCS, I'm sure if they do win this, they'll be even more powerful. But don't put out Avant-Garde, yeah. Don't put out Abyss Black just yet. They are looking so strong. The Brolaf does quite a lot. Faizy looking for Monkey here again, trying to force his ult at least. 3 members are there from Black. They want to get him as well, but no. He's gonna be okay.
Yeah, he definitely does not want to keep on chasing that Brolaf there because his bros were there and they were ready to rumble in that situation.
Bro Nation.
There was a bit of a Bro Nation happening on there. Faizy just walking on through, clearing out the rest of the worlds. He's got a lot of pinks and a lot of wards
Clearing
there.
out the rest of the world's wards.
Yeah, pretty much.
No
really
wards in the world.
There is no wards at all. He just got 3 in the space of a minute. That's really impressive.
That was absolutely beautiful. You're right. The Howling Gale comes through. There are the traps. On the hunt has been popped. Rapid going to have to use his zap or something to get out of this. Don't think so. Actually, Jana's going to die from this one. Not going to get out. Divine Will picks up the kill with a boomerang blade. Faizy takes a bouncing bomb, and they got the turret, so worth.
It's definitely worth. But the big thing we need to know there is Faizy managed to pick up another pink ward in the jungle of the.
Oh my God, this man! Oh, the explosive cask just comes out of nowhere. We're just like, oh, chatting away, and there's an explosive cask. Look at him, he's standing there. He actually doesn't care at this stage. BTKA is the one who's going to take the damage. He gets the slow from the barrel roll. Jace, that's the champion we're looking for. Uses his ore, but doesn't get too much damage. Both teams looking to push down some turrets. Looks like the top turret might be the first turret. Wow, the Super Mega Death Rocket goes up top as well. But Mr. Monkey's going to help Divine Will get the first turret for Black, and that shortens the gold lead to about 3K.
So now in this situation that we have, we do have the Dragon advantage for White as well in this situation. We do have equal kills now, but they are up in tower still. The big thing that happened there that was pretty bad in that situation is they basically left Jana to be a sacrificial lamb in that situation, and it forced Rabbit to back. Well, I mean, yeah, they got the tower, yeah, sure, but the thing is, if you get it'd be worth perhaps if, you know, they got the tower and one person died and they didn't trade the top tower. What that should have happened in that situation is it'd be a lot more worth if she had died. It'd be a lot more worth for them in that situation if they managed to get back in time to defend it. But there was a trade in regards to the towers and a kill in favor of Black.
This is probably going to be the second Dragon coming through unless Black can contest this. Looks like Alistair wants a bar of it as well. Monkey, he's actually not that tanky just yet. Does have the Cinderhawk, but that's all he's got. Oh, the blue team do get it despite the big explosive bomb coming from Zig. There, Blackstar has just been pushed into the enemy team. Gets ignited. There is Chum the Waters in the background there. Faizy actually not that tanky either. And 2 members have been taken down. Gragas looks very small in his death. Divine Will steps on a trap. That's going to be it for the kills. But a 2-for-0 trade puts Black straight back in the game.
Abyss Black may have lost the Dragon, but like you said before, they came up with those kills. Another big thing to note is they've actually managed to, wow, the damage on Hulk is very big there as well, coming through by Divine Will. But the other thing is now this opens up the mid turret for them. There's still def timers on Vlad and Gragas at the moment, but they're sort of setting up there now. They're just doing some bookkeeping, getting rid of those wards again in this situation. I'm not sure if they'll be able to pick up that mid turret now because they didn't really commit to it. But now that they've got that, that gives them a little bit more confidence to really know that, you know what, we can fight terrified in this situation. For a second then, I thought Vlad was doing a great job zoning out 2 members in that going on through, but then when he got pushed straight into the fight, he got bursted down, and that ignite was enough to tick him off while he was basically going through in that untargetable state.
And Monkey, the Olaf, actually not as tanky as I once thought, so perhaps there is a chance for Feisty to sort of outscale him there. 3 for 1 for 0 Gragas. You've got an Aegis on him already. The mobility boots for added pressure across the map. The 3rd Dragon coming up for an added percentage of movement speed. Black Star adding to that as well. There's the Headbutt Pulverize combo used on Black Star. Does absolutely nothing. The Satchel Charge as well as the Bouncing Bomb coming through, trying to get them off this turret, but it looks like White really want to siege this mid.
They do have the capability to siege as well. You have Gragas barrels, you've got Jinx zaps, you have Jace, of course, who was a fantastic sieger. On the other side of Abyss Black, they really only have... Oh no, they've got Tip of that and the bomb.
Oh, and the big bomb.
And the big bomb.
And there's a Howling Gale and Explosive Cask as well. Zap comes through, but not too much, as waiting for the next Satchel Charge to come from BTK, but he's going to back off for this one. The siege looks like it's willing to continue. I don't know what to expect out of this. One wrong move, and White could really lose their lead.
In terms of siege, White have the advantage. They have more tools to poke with. Going across to the other side, they've only got really 2 members who can actually do it. That hard engage, as you said, is that one wrong step that could happen to them. There goes Abyssagoi. He gets 2.
Oh, he actually doesn't get his final headbutt coming through. The Jinx Super Mega Death Rocket with the transfusion coming through. Zerath in that backline. There is no Zerath, of course, no. Rapid just comes in there with a beautiful zap, and the damage is immense. Let me just say one thing, that it was the Hemo Plague, and his name is Vladimir.
That was an amazing pull there after the Trump the Waters by Vladimir to really make sure that he was going to... Blackstar playing amazingly well at the moment. Sugoi got caught instantly in that situation. He tried to make a sort of engage happen, but it really didn't work out for Black. And then from there, he was able to die and they were able to pick up another turret. Now 4 to 1. They're sort of evening up again, getting close to that kill count score, but that gold lead is starting to get bigger.
Monkey gonna clear out some of those wards. The gold, exactly right, Mendrix. You're always right, my friend. The gold's starting to get bigger. 4 turrets to 1. That mid turret now opens up all of the first outer turrets. The inner turrets are next, of course, the mid and the bottom. But it looks like Zig's actually doing quite a lot of damage to this turret. Miss Fish takes a lot of damage from Hulk. Here comes the Talisman of Ascension coming through. Jana with the zap as well. The explosive cast sends them backwards. And BTK trying to rocket his position. But Hulk just doing so much damage. Monkey cannot be disabled with his ult. Promarcy is out of the building. The middle will continue to be sieged. The second inner turret, or should I say the first inner turret of the mid lane, going to go down. Sugoi and Divine Will down the bottom, going to trade it off for a turret, but Rapid does so much damage, and that attack speed is huge. Don't think it's going to matter here. The middle turret is gone. That's the 5th turret for White. The gold lead now moves to 3K, and Hulk is starting to stack up nicely.
Yeah, he's definitely starting to turn green there, in that case red. But looking on through in that regard, that was a sloppy play by Black. I don't know why they stayed for too long there in that situation. They should not have been there. They were sitting there thinking, okay, there's no one going to defend bot lane. Why? Where are they? What's happening? Oh, they're all mid. Boom. Next thing you know, 2 kills available for White. Also pushing through, also hitting up mid turret. Another crucial pickup. This starts to open up that red buff for White. That starts to open up the blue buff for White as well on the side of Black. Now that that's there and open, there's going to be a lot more control for them. Options begin.
The last outer turret. Looks like some pings are going on to that inner turret, I should say. It's the inner turret, isn't it? The second one?
Yes.
Yes, thank you very much. I should know. The inner turret in the bottom lane, the last one remaining. Looks like the blue side really want to position for that. White actually pinging it a while ago. So the siege up the middle, just a bit of a diversion, I think, to sort of rotate around to any of these objectives. Baron is up. Dragon in 45 seconds. Bottom lane turret can easily be pushed. Faizy just going to clear that one as well. He's taking a lot of damage because of Cinderhulk and actually takes about 4 hits.
Yeah, Baron was not happy that he was there in that
situation.
situation.
He was a cranky panky in that one. I tell you what, Faizy just lost all of his health.
He was just like, what is this fat man in my cave doing? Get out! Get
cave.
out!
The worst ever cave doesn't have a roof.
You know what? The Baron makes do, okay?
He does. He tries to do the best he can. And A pink ward's actually going to keep vision for the time being. On the hunt, gets popped, and Black Star's in the middle of it. He doesn't really care. The Hemo plate gets in, and the explosive cast as well. Olaf is in the backline trying to harass, but Black Star takes out Divine Will before anything else. Miss Fish gets the Vladimir out of the situation. BTK gets Black Star, and the Fizz Fish actually going to have to back off of this one. Hulk trying to get some accelerated shots off, but doesn't in the end. 4 members still survive. Dragons up, and this is going to be the third.
Abyss Black thought they had the advantage being closer into their dragon there and to go on through as well. They also wanted to make a move happen. They didn't just want to let Abyss White really just dictate the pace of the game. It didn't work out for them. As you can see, Rapid was about half health. That suggesting that he was basically focused by Mr. Monkey. It did not work out for him as he was dead next thing you know. And from that situation, another dragon in favor of Abyss White, 3-0. And now that that's been down, they're going to start turning their attentions to the Baron. They've got that watered up.
And you think Black may just want to, you know, you think they're back into the competition, but White is actually just furthering the gold lead. You got 4K gold lead now. You got 5 turrets to 2. Also 3 dragons with that huge mobility stack that's going to come through there. A Vladimir that's just jumping in heads first, building different to the other Vladimir of today. We actually see the Will of the Ancients come through, but the needlessly large rod probably going to be built into either a Luden's Echo or a Seeker's Armor Guard, then into the Zonya's Hourglass.
Most likely a Luden's Echo, because it really helps with Vladimir to split push. And with that as well, if people try to come and engage on him, he can actually get away because he's got that extra movement speed as well. So it is actually a really good build on Vladimir. It has been changed, so it's hard to say whether it'll be the same sort of effect that it was before. But again, in these cases where you've got these sort of ideally mages, that it's just a good pick at the moment. Luden's Echo is just such a fantastic item. We're talking about it trying to be more of a niche, but it is still really good because movement speed really doesn't hurt. Not only that, it helps really increase the clear time for Vladimir as well, even though he's got a fantastic clear time, just faster as well, and that means he can go through and push a lot faster.
Bot lane going to get pushed very hard at the moment, but Black Star will be enough to push this. They're rotating towards that, but Relopal actually knows someone's coming there. There's a pink ward there that's been there for quite some time. Rapid going to be the one who's going to siege this one. Jace also the one who's going to push BTKA out. And wow, that was just one accelerated orb.
Yeah, it just shot out there. Oh, they got a little bit of the
satchel charge.
Oh, Fizzy might be in trouble.
And Fizzy actually goes against Fizz. Miss Fish. Wow, Fizzy very tanky at the moment. That Locket of the Iron Solari actually does quite a lot. Looks like he's building onto his next item now as well. The siege will continue in this bottom lane turret while the top nicely pushes as well as the mid. On the hunt gets popped. Miss Fish, there is Chum the Waters coming onto the Janna. The Monsoon gets popped and everyone's split. Rapid is by himself. Explosive cast helps him survive a bit longer. Divine Will trying to 1v1 Abyss Hulk, but I think he actually wants to go back in there. Meanwhile, Monkey just gets destroyed, and Rapid gets taken down by Miss Fish. BTKO trying to get down Fizzy. Miss Fish will have the playful trickster coming up soon. Segoy with the headbutt, polarized combo. Actually, a double kill comes through for Divine Will, and no one is left except the Vladimir, who's probably going to end up bursting Divine Will. Looking for him is he. Yes, he is. Janna, the only other one alive in this situation. He's actually just going to back off, and the mid turret probably going to be theirs.
Abyss Black just basically pulled the trigger in that situation. It was a really quick reaction time by Vladimir to instantly teleport the moment that On the Hunt went through. But the thing is, that's 5 seconds that he's not, well, 4 seconds that he's not there in the fight. Will he find Janna? Oh no, she's too fast.
Sitting on a couple of wards there, but Miss Fish probably going to help get this mid turret. Divine will actually get it by himself. A lot of damage coming from this Fizzer. There's Sivar, who is in the mid. Wow, 5 kills. That came unexpectedly. The static shiv, the Infinity Edge spike coming with the Berserker Greaves. You got to remember that
she puts out a lot of damage when she's got her items. If she's able to sit there free at auto-attacking, she will hurt everyone. It's the same with Jinx as well, or any ADC for that regard. But Sivir has that special thing because she's got a lot of damage with her Boomerang Blade and her Ricochet. If everyone bunches up and she's able to just free hit, she can do a lot of damage very quickly. Probably one of the fastest ADCs out there in the game.
And finally, it looks like Black actually do get their blue buff. So Zig's going to enjoy that one quite a lot. Rabadon's Death Cap already being built. You got the Athene's Unholy Grail getting picked as well. So that's a good starting item. The Rabadon's just only going to exceed in that. You've got an AD mid lane who's just doing a lot of burst damage, but probably not as much as a Ziggs at this stage.
No, and as we can see, Vladimir's moved towards that Zhonya's Hourglass, not going for that Luden's Echo, not trying to get that extra movement speed. He actually wants to be there for the fights when they start. As you can see, most of the fights that White have won has been started by Vladimir going in first, dropping his Chemo Plague, and then being able to survive a lot of the damage. By the time he falls, it's been enough time for White to really clean up the situation. Jinx get through. There's not too much happening on that. Jinx was just focused so well in that fight, there wasn't really anything they could do in the last fight they lost against Black. And now Black have sort of put this fear in them. The morale's in their favor. They've got this momentum. The next time a fight happens, look for it to probably be in the favor of Black. Big thing that needs to happen, though, is they need to stay together, because if them together, there they go.
And on the Hunter's been popped, the Olaf is going in as he does. Rapid's actually caught in between a rock and a hard place. BTKA gets that kill, but Black Star's on that backline, pops his Zhonya's a bit prematurely, I think. Miss Fish is actually just going to collapse on him. Wow, but Jace is there, and the damage is huge. They've turned this around. Mr. Monkey gets bursted down. Black Star doing so much damage there. Hulk on the backline. Wow, he came in at the perfect timing. That Jace turned everything around.
The big thing I was trying to say there is White needed to stay together. Black saw an opportunity, they took it, it looked like it was going in their favor. He managed to come back in time. There was sort of like a mid-persuasive 5v5 in that situation. Wow, the damage from Black is fantastic. It looked like he was about to go down. Next thing you know, they've swapped health pools.
BTKA actually doing quite a lot of damage. Pops the barrier. I think he actually might be looking for this one. He does not have his ult just yet, unfortunately. Miss Fish, wow, actually taking a lot of damage as well. The Fizz, wow. Oh. There's the Ignite. Outplayed indeed. Hulk gets that top lane kill. Olaf is there to respond, but you've got to imagine that Jace on his debut for the Australian scene, in first time in a long time, he's doing it proud.
Oh, wow, that was a really amazing play by him there. He went through, did all the damage he needed to before he could play Playful Trickster away, and he's like, you know what? Take an Ignite, just for good measure. Have a fun night. Off he went. That was really good. He really put that fish on the grill in that situation. Also going through, that was an amazing tornado that stopped the cow from initiating in that regard.
Oh my god, that was fantastic there. First Dragon possibly coming out for Black, and White not going to be able to contest this one. A Howling Gale goes part, but the Monkey actually ends up smiting this one. A lot of ward coverage coming around from both teams here. It's fantastic to see that both teams prioritize objectives so much. Really good placement. Monkey going to help push this one out in the mid lane. Looks like a 4K gold advantage. And are they moving towards Baron?
Well, they're definitely putting their wards around Baron. I wouldn't say they'd actually go for it right now, because they're strong, but they're not that much stronger in front of them at the moment.
No.
Or really, actually, White's stronger than them, so I'll be very careful about a Baron. That's more of a desperation move at the moment.
And Hulk just appears at the best of times, so a Jace that can do that. Got to be very, very careful. Siva going to pick up these golems. Faizy going to help get this Scuttle Crab. Very important at this stage. The Jace enhanced orb is doing quite a lot. Gragas ends up picking it up. There's Baron actually sorted if they want to go for it, but I think they actually might reposition and maybe look for a careless Fizz.
In this situation, Black is just looking for a pick. They really want to go through and just see, like, okay, you're out of position. The big thing they're looking for is when Vlad's got his teleport again. This is a situation they won the last fight because Vlad wasn't there fast enough. This is probably what they're looking for again. Look for an engage to happen very soon.
An engage happening soon. That's actually what we just see there. On the hunt gets popped. Cannot be disabled. Mr. Monkey cannot. Rapid is the target here. He actually gets out of range. And now Red Topple helps that too. Mega Death Rocket comes through. Hulk, just so huge. Miss Fish is on him again, but remember what happened last time? Yes, we do. Faizy goes down to BTKA. Miss Fish, there is the Playful Trickster. Oh my god. Yuck. That is disgusting damage from the Jace. Oh my god, there's the flash body slam. Black Star picks that one up. 4 members down. The Siva's down bot. Hulk did so much. Black Star's doing very well. We may see our new OCS wildcards here coming through if they can continue this win.
Yeah, they are going full ham at the moment. They're up close to 6K. No, I'm sorry, more like around that 6.5K mark now. That was a fantastic engage by Black. They knew Vladimir was in the bottom lane. That was their opportunity to go for it. They went for it, but the peel was too much. It was a fantastic job by Rapid to get away from that rushing on Mr. Monkey. But it was not enough. He was essentially pushed away and he died soon after. And from there, it was just clean up, going on through for white. Now they've picked up the Baron. Now they've also got the inhibitor. Everything is going their way. They have the option with the pressure there to really go down to that bot lane, finish off that last infrastructure, get a little bit of extra gold. Or if they're really feeling good at the moment, they're going to go straight to that top lane and basically put more pressure onto black.
Monkey going to be very disappointed with that one now that he sees that the Baron is gone. A siege will be coming very, very shortly. Mid lane is down. The base is well and truly breached. So Super Minion's going to be pressing onto that one. Fizz going to back in the bottom after pushing that a very nice amount. Hulk and Blackstar going to be the front line for this one. They are one of the hugest people in their team, so would not want to mess with them. Hulk is bursting people left, right, and center. Has actually picked up the BF sword, so
he's also completed the Mana Mune as well.
Yeah.
That means that gives him a lot of damage boost as well, basically letting him hit for even more with the amount of mana that he has on top of what he already has there. He's also got that Black Cleaver. We're talking maximum armor penetration shred at the moment.
It's shredding the hell out of them. And I gotta say, with the Bloodthirster, which is what he's building towards now, I'd be very scared of a Jace that can't die, and also at the same time does quite a lot. Faizy looking for the body slam to initiate there. Bottom turret goes down very easy by the help of Rapid. He's doing quite a lot in terms of critical strike, and his Bloodthirster actually being fully built now, competing with Sivir on a very intellectual level. Divine Will can't actually clear this wave because it's already cleared. Wow, someone got Banner of Command.
I'm looking at Janna
Oh
there.
my god, what the best item in the game. Well done to the Janna who gets Banner of Command. Look at this. Look at this Super Minion. He's having a fun time. He's in a happy place. He's between a minion and a happy place. The red turret down the bottom goes down, and looks like here's the initiate from Mr. Monkey. Going in there, there's the explosive cast coming through. Mr. Monkey, oh my god. So much, I'm just dying, Mendrix. This fish gets taken down as well. Double kill. Sugoi flushes out. I'm dead.
As we're going on through now, they're just pushing all the way through. Towers are falling left, right, and center. They are getting excited everywhere, not just the Jinx as well. It looks like it's coming through to the end. And that is it. We have our OCS seat filled. They're going through to Abyss White.
They're in. Abyss White. I'm dead. I'm sorry. I died. I died in that. I just coughed up my lungs because the final just got me so excited. I probably lost my voice. I probably lost all humility as well. Excuse me, Mendrix. But Abyss White. Oh my, what mechanics. I'm putting it down to mechanics. Vladimir. I just think I lost my voice. Vladimir. And you've got a Jace in the mid. The debut of Jace in Australia. Wow, I really did lose my voice. The debut of Jace in Australia.
You're doing fine. You got this.
Thank you. Jace just did so much damage. 7 for 1 for 4. You've got a BF sword. You've got a Vampiric Scepter. He's going to build that Bloodthirster eventually. He went into the Black Cleaver, the last Whisper. The Muramana was already built, so he had so much potential. You had a Vladimir who's got the Spirit Visage. And his Spirit Visage, sorry, I said like a wisely old man. The Spirit Visage did so much for him, and his ability to tank was absolutely fantastic. We want to send out our congratulations to Abyss White, who are going through to the OCS as part of the wildcard. Well done to all the teams who played today. You played absolutely fantastic. Mendrix and I and Rogi, it was an absolute pleasure to cast with you. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Krispy Kreme Crew, Legacy Genesis from OC Weekly. 0 against all odds Alpha, Alter Ego, Team 4 Not, Best Players Ocean will be joined by Abyss Esports White. Well done to Abyss Esports. That's a fantastic performance you put for us, both teams, of course, in the final. We want to thank OCL, OCE Weekly, Cyber Gaming, and, of course, Riot for helping us out with the Oceanic Open Ladder and, of course, the Wildcards. It's been an absolute pleasure to cast for you. You can find everything on our Twitter or Facebook page. Thank you. At our Twitter or Facebook page at OCL Pro, of course. All you have to do is Google that, and it's an easy find. My name is Jake Hysterics, Aussie Penko, who has suddenly lost his voice. This is Nathan Mendrix Mendez, and with us, of course, was Max Rogi Fafoglia. Thank you so much to production and all the crew for being with us for ACL. That's it for this split. That's it for the wildcard. Hopefully, we'll see you sometime soon on the Riot circuit. Goodbye for now, but not forever.